That night, the divorce papers were tucked into my car's glove compartment, the night everything shifted. Signed, dated, ready to be filed first thing Monday. I'd practiced my words over and over. Calm. Detached. Precise. We've drifted apart, I would say. This isn't working anymore. But none of that came to pass, because that very night, I overheard something that both shattered me and somehow pulled me back together. For months, I had felt like a ghost wandering through my own home. My wife, ILA, and I barely exchanged words unless it was about bills or errands. Dinner had become a quiet, awkward routine, two strangers sharing a table out of habit. The laughter, the inside jokes, the casual touches that once came naturally, they were gone. It began after I lost my job last year. 20 years at the same company, and suddenly, I was redundant. I told myself it was just a rough patch, that I would bounce back, but weeks stretched into months, and I could feel her patience wearing thin. She never said it outright, but her eyes carried it, the disappointment, the frustration. Then came the late-night texts, the bursts of laughter at her phone, the new perfume, the longer showers. I wasn't blind. I understood what those signs usually meant. Yet, I didn't confront her. Not yet. I told myself I needed proof. Maybe I just needed courage. I checked her phone once, just once, while she slept. Nothing. No messages. Nothing damning. But her call history had been wiped clean. That said enough for me. That was when I made my decision. Divorce. Quiet. Clean. No scene. No revenge. Just my dignity, reclaimed. 2 nights before I planned to leave, she mentioned she was going out with friends. Just dinner and drinks, she said, barely glancing up from the mirror. I nodded, pretending indifference. But after she left, a mix of curiosity and anger twisted inside me. I grabbed my jacket and drove to the restaurant she'd mentioned. Parked across the street, I told myself I would simply see who she was really with. Through the window, I saw her with 3 college friends, laughing and animated. No man. Relief hit me for a moment. Maybe I had been imagining it all. Maybe my paranoia had gotten the better of me. Then one friend leaned in, and Isla's expression changed. Her shoulders tensed, her smile faltered. And then, a whisper, God help me. I saw her tears. She was crying. I did something reckless. I stepped out of the car, moved close to the restaurant window. The music was loud, but her words reached me clearly. He's not the same anymore, she said. He barely speaks. Just sits there, like he's somewhere else. Her friend asked softly, do you still love him? ILA paused. Then she said something that nearly broke me. I don't know, but I remember why I fell in love with him, and that's what hurts. She continued, her voice trembling. He thinks I don't notice, but I see how lost he looks. He doesn't laugh like before. He doesn't even argue. It's like he's given up on himself, maybe even on us. I've been distant, but not because I stopped loving him. I just don't know how to reach him anymore. Her friend touched her hand. ILA laughed bitterly through her tears. Sometimes I think he deserves someone better, someone who still believes in him. But then I remember how he used to look at me, like I was enough. And I just want that back. Something inside me cracked, shame, guilt, confusion, all tangled together. I'd been so ready to walk away, so sure she was betraying me, that I hadn't paused to consider that maybe she was hurting too. I slid back into my car before she saw me. I sat there for an hour, staring at the steering wheel. The divorce papers on the passenger seat suddenly felt absurd, like a surrender born of pride, not truth. When she returned home, she found me in the kitchen making tea. Surprised, she said, "You're up?" "Yeah," I replied. "Couldn't sleep." We stood there in silence. Then, without fully understanding why, I asked, "Do you remember our first apartment? The one with the broken heater?" She blinked. "Of course. We used to boil water to stay warm." I smiled faintly. "You used to tuck your cold feet under my legs when we watched TV." She laughed, a small, genuine laugh. Something compelled me to reach out, to take her hand. She didn't pull away. Her fingers were tense at first, then soft. Familiar. That night, We didn't talk about the months of silence, suspicion, or distance. Yet something had shifted, like a window cracked open in a room long closed. In the weeks that followed, we began rebuilding awkwardly, clumsily, but sincerely. Walks. Cooking together. She shared her fears, how invisible she'd felt. I shared my shame, the failures I hid, the pride that kept me from asking for help. It wasn't perfect. We still argued. We still doubted. But, for the first time in a long while, we were trying. Sometimes late at night, I think of that evening outside the restaurant, how close I came to walking away from the one person who truly knew me. Last week, while cleaning the car, I found the envelope with the divorce papers. I stared at my signature, the date, then slowly, deliberately tore it in half. Because I finally understood, marriage isn't about never breaking. It's about choosing to repair, even when the cracks run deep. And sometimes love isn't grand confessions or apologies. Sometimes, it's just a quiet voice whispering, "I still believe in you."